All right, today we're gonna be installing a Mbrp exhaust system on a 2023 Charger from Catback to muffler. So we're getting a muffler delete. As you can see, they have modified some stuff already, so it might not be as simple as other cars, so we might have to work around that. All right, I'm gonna start by removing exhaust clamps here. I wouldn't recommend using any impact or anything electrical. Break them loose first by hand. Luckily, they came loose pretty easily. As you can see, they're welded here, this piece. So I'm pretty sure there was another clamp here. So most likely I'm gonna have to remove this exhaust in one piece instead of in pieces how it's on the floor here. So one thing I like to do is lay out the exhaust, make sure everything is here, look at the instructions, look at the layout, and make sure you're not missing anything. So we always give the option to the customer if they want to weld the tips or the connectors instead of having just the clamps. Most of the time, sometimes they have a small leak. Customers, that's customer's choice. So we're gonna remove these two brackets out of the way and then pull the exhaust in one piece. So this exhaust is eliminating the valve for the exhaust, but it still comes with the bracket. So we're just gonna put it there and leave it plugged in, for you won't get any check engine lights or nothing like that. And the car doesn't recognize something is wrong with the exhaust system. All right, so we're gonna disconnect the electronic exhaust valves here. But now we're gonna take out the bushings. WD. Nothing crazy. But you can see how easy it wants to come out. It's just on a very uncomfortable spot. So that one's out. On the muffler, we're not gonna take out the bushing. We're just gonna take the whole bracket. Seems like a 13mm up there. So it'll be just a lot easier. Let me just grab somebody and give me a hand here. Here, we're gonna take the other side off. Careful with the bumper. Actuators out. They provide you with these bolts, 8mm. You got to reuse the old nuts from the old system. So let's just go ahead gently and tighten them up. All right, we're gonna start with these short connectors. The small side goes to from the Catback. You can see these are 2.5 clamps. The rest are pretty much 3. So we start with these. Just snug them. Don't tighten all the way because you are gonna be tweaking down the road. All right, next up is the X pipe. Alright, work them in there. If you're doing this on the floor, you might have to use a jack, a floor jack. If you're doing it on the lift, you can get one of these dead men. Alright, so the X pipe, just have something there that you can keep it in the air. Alrighty, so next up comes the straight pipes. We might have to swap this one to this side. I might be touching there. Alright, there we go. This on the hole right there. Alright, so just marking it up here pretty quick. And the slice right in. It's a nice little trick to know. Again, everything is still loose because we're going to tweak until we get to the tips. Okay. So it might be a little bit of a challenge here with this one, but the WD comes for the win. Just slice right in when WD 2. We're almost on the muffler delete. So we're going to have to seal the brackets out of that one and put them up here. What's on that side? All right, so this is the back portion of the exhaust. Remember those 13mm bolts we took off from the brackets back here? You can see it a lot better now because we don't have no tips on there. Go ahead and get a couple of threads there. All right, that's a couple. This has a wire strap. You can just put it to the hanger here. Wire strap from the bracket to the hanger. The other one didn't have it. This one does. It's just a strap. Same as here. Now we can start tweaking the exhaust. Make sure it's not touching anywhere. Put the clamps nice and straight. I like to wear gloves with these because you get all your fingerprints on them, like the camera guy. Hey! Once you got everything where you want it to be, you go ahead and do a full turn on everything. Make sure that it won't move at all. Just to be 100% sure that, you know, in a week from now, the tips didn't tweak. I usually just like to put the logo straight up, just sticking out enough that they can see it, and then just make sure that it's rounded evenly all around. Make sure it's nice and snug because the exhaust will come loose over time because of the vibration. Using a nice little chubby ratchet, 3/8 with a 8mm Allen.